interested in politics because she got involved in the parliament. But Hannah, you have made globalization what a woman really should make globalization, because your education and then taking all that knowledge and bringing it here. I think she fought for Women's Initiative when she was in Denmark, and she came here and she did the same thing. And she was the founder, president, and CEO of Elan since 1997. And it is a company that gives great service because, first of all, their customer is the most important thing. Quality is the other importance. And just being able to provide the services that is needed. But she didn't just lead the company and try to make monies for the company. She got involved in the community and has received many awards for her leadership. She does many, she speaks at many events on how to be a leader and how to run a company and how to still keep everything going. And I'm trying not to look at my notes because I'm too short to lean to the left. So hopefully this is all in my mind. But I think she's been recognized by the Business Journal, by San Jose City Council, by many other. But you know, I think what makes a difference, because we all could do the job, but it makes a difference if we really care about doing the job and making that, whatever it's a company or a small organization, making a difference in the world and in the community and to everyday life. Now there is one thing that touched my heart very much, because there's a few of you in this room that know that I've been involved with Hope Services for many, many, many years. And Hannah's company, Elan, has supported Hope with being an employee and their business. And Hope has, the clients both have mental and physical disabilities, but what you can teach them, they will do day in and day out. And I thank you so much for giving them a job and an opportunity to feel like a real person in this world. I think I could go on and on about Hannah, but there's some great people in this room that also can, and then we will tie it up. But Hannah, I want you to know that I am so proud to even having met you and for all that you do. And then I will say there is one greater accomplishment, because I know I've been married for 45 years. It's her husband, Dr. Jacob Nielsen. They've been married for 28 years and been together, I think, for over 35. And that is a great accomplishment. At this time, I'd like to call up Marilyn Nagel, and she has some things to say about Hannah that we'll learn some more.
Thank you, Helen. It's always good to go after someone who's short, so I don't have to be the one pulling the microphone down so that I can also speak. Not short in a bad way. My contemporary. So I was delighted that I was invited to speak to all of you a little bit about Hannah. And at first I thought, wow, this is such a prestigious award, and there are so many phenomenal people on that wall of fame. So I went and took a look. Why did they pick Hannah? You know? So I thought to myself, well, there must be some reason. Let me think. Maybe it's because she is one of the most courageous women leaders that I've ever met. Maybe it's because she inspires so many other people to do their best because they look at her as a model. Maybe it's because she contributes not only in her business, in the leadership that she provides to the people in her company, but also to organizations like mine, Watermark, where she is a nonprofit where she serves on our board. maybe it's because she mentors so many young women and inspires the women in the Women's Initiative to be entrepreneurs like her, those who are less fortunate, or the women and men from Hope. Maybe it's some of those reasons, and I have a feeling it's that and much, much more. I will tell you a very quick story of how I first met Hannah. I took on the role of CEO of this organization called Watermarket, and I was brand new, and I got some calls from a few people that said they would like to meet with me. Most of the people who said they wanted to meet with me wanted to tell me how to improve the organization, shall I say, in a gentle way, or air some old complaints. But Hannah was amazing. She said, let's meet, we'll have some lunch, and I will tell you about my experiences with Watermark, and I will tell you what's working, and she did. And she also told me areas to improve, but she gave me real suggestions, not just generalities, and there was certainly no complaining going on. It was clearly an inspirational kind of conversation that helped me improve the organization. And then when we invited her to join our board, I saw her do it again. She took a board role, coerced a little bit, but she stepped up and said she would do it. Not that she has a few other things to do on her plate, but she said she would lead this subcommittee of the board. It was a brand new area for the board, and she created a model that is taking our organization to a new level. Her way of leading that is with humor, as you all know. If you've heard or interacted at all with Hannah, you know you walk away feeling good, laughing, and learning. And that's why I think you must have made this very, very wise decision. So congratulations, Hannah, and thank you so much for letting me be part of this time.
Thank you, Marilyn. At this time, I'd like to call Grant Pierce up. I'm sure he has some great things to tell us.
Good evening, everyone. Hannah, I'm really excited to have this chance to talk about you in front of all the people here today. Hannah is my colleague. Hannah is my hero. Hannah is my friend. I've known Hannah many years now. We first met as part of a collection of CEOs. We all get together. We are very dedicated to each other because this is where we go. It's a meeting group called Vistage. This is where we go to tell our secrets. So I know a lot of secrets about me. So none of those secrets will be shared today. But in this process of meeting, I can't help but describe for you my first day. I walk in, and I'm quite nervous in the sense that I had been a CEO for a long time, but I was working in a small company and hadn't really had a place until that time to go to say, geez, I'm CEO of a company, I'm facing this problem, and you know what? I don't know what to do. And the good thing that I had in my favor was the day that I got to meet Hannah. In this group, it's a place for people who have no one else to talk to. Who else can you talk to inside your companies oftentimes? It's the place you go to tell your secrets. I think, Hannah, you know many things about me that even my wife doesn't understand. Maybe she will never understand. But in this group, I got to meet Hannah. So I walk in, first day, I sit down, I look across the room, and sure enough, here's a gray-haired fellow, a bit older than me, not that much. Here's a gray-haired guy, a bit older than me, but not that much. Here's a guy a little bit younger than me. I'm not going to listen to him anyway. And then, you know, I'm looking around the room. There's about a half a dozen people in this room, but there's only one Hannah. There's only one woman in the room. So I thought, you know, I should be respectful. I should be courteous. I should be careful. Because there's a woman in the room. So we're processing issues, talking about things, and I think at one point, I don't know if I actually brought this problem that day, but I think as we were going around the room, you process the issue. What do? You come in and you say, I have this problem. And everybody says, well, tell me about it. Everyone asks questions. Then finally you get to the part where you say, let me give you some advice. And I think that the first fellow said, wow, I can really identify. I'm sorry you're going through that. Let me help you. Here's what I would do. We get to the next fellow. He says, oh, yeah, I've seen this before. You know, I think you ought to do this. I think you ought to do that. Finally, we get to Hannah, and the response, as I recall, was something to the, I may be paraphrasing, but it was something like, what the hell is wrong with you? So I learned quite quickly that I could be far less careful. I could speak my mind. And over the course of these many years now, I think it's more than 7 years, I've watched Hannah, and she has watched me as both our companies have gone through transitions, you know, the ups and the downs. We went transatlantic. We went to Europe. We did things. Hannah's done a lot of things, you know, with her business internationally. Surprisingly, we even went transgender over this period of time with different issues that had come in and been processed by the group. I think I am very lucky to be in the company of Hannah today. I'm very happy to have had a couple of minutes to speak to you all, but I'm happiest most that I have such a good friend in Hannah Kain. Thank you.
Thank you, Grant. That was great. Lisa Dolan, who I think has worked with Hannah maybe 16 years, is going to now speak, and we look forward to hearing your stories.
So, I'm Lisa Dolan. I'm Vice President of Strategic Sales at ALOM, and yes, I've known Hannah for going on 16 years now, and I was very honored when asked if I'd say a few words, and then I was told, no, it's not going to be a roast. I think I can do this. So the first time I met Hannah, I was working in another organization, and again, it was 16 years ago, and Hannah, as anyone knows, when Hannah puts her mind to pretty much anything she wants, she gets exactly what she wants. And so Hannah was tasked with this organization to start up a division in San Jose. I was happy where I was at. I lived in Morgan Hill, worked in Morgan Hill. And this recruiter called me incessantly and said, you've got to meet this woman. You don't understand. You have to meet this woman. You'll never regret a day in your life after you meet this woman, but go talk to her. So after about 3 weeks, I'm like, enough, go meet her. So I had to be the only non-job interview I've ever been on in my entire life. We sat and we talked for 2 hours. The facility that she was tasked with starting was much tinier than what I had been used to working in. And when I sat and talked with Hannah, it was amazing. I'm thinking, oh my God, this woman has such a vision for what she wants to do and accomplish in supply chain. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before. And I went home and I told my family, God, think I want to work with this woman. My husband looked at me, are you nuts? I'm like, no, I think I'm going to do it. So we went, and I said, yes, I'm going to work there.